It is the year 50 BC. The three Korean kingdoms of Shilla, Baekje, and Goguryeo form on the Korean peninsula, the first step of centralization of power away from their predecessor chiefdoms. The Chinese are close. Korea will have to adapt their more advanced organization without abandoning its own sovereignty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the playthrough of the Korean civilization. Boom. Okay. First things first, let's check out our goals. First up, we have to control a Buddhist and a Confucian cathedral by turn 290. So you know what that means. 4 temples and 1 cathedral. Next, we have to be the first to discover printing. So we're going to be in a very hot tech race this game against China, who is pretty much our main tech competitor. And finally, we have to sink 20 enemy ships. No timeline on this last one, but we have something to help us get that done. In fact, one of our unique units is the Kobuksun, which replaces the Galleus with 2 additional strength points and the Drill 1 and 2 promotion. So this is awesome. My strategy for the third goal is going to be training a bunch of these guys and blockading Japan until they come out and we kill them. we kill their navy. Right, but for our unique power, double specialist slots in the capital. Works well for Korea because, as you can imagine, we have a very small core and historical area. We're just basically going to be over here. So double specialist slots in the capital really helps our tech situation for the second goal. Our unique building, the Seo-1, replaces the university. It's just available couple rows earlier. Normally, the university unlocks with academia, but this unlocks with paper, so it's available a little bit earlier. And then finally, our Wacha is our other unique unit. Replaces the Bombard with 3 extra strength points. So he is... also, he's like the only siege unit in this mod, or at all in Civilization 4 that I've noticed, that has actual guy manning the actual weapon. I never noticed that for any other... Okay, scratch that. Scratch that. There's other... okay, I'm thinking of just like the catapult, because I've just played Ancient Era. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Anyways. Okay. So we're going to start off by adopting Republic. This gives us a free specialist in our 3 most cultured cities, and a free slot for artist, scientist, merchant, statesman. Plus 1 food on the fishing boat, but we're going to lose a food from farm, paddy field, and plantation. Overall, 3 extra specialists is definitely worth it. Never mind, like, the slots, too. So we're going to adopt Republic. We also start the game off with 2 workers. So I'm going to go ahead and adopt Manorialism so we can get those 2 workers to build their improvements faster. Because I don't necessarily want to train more workers. 2 is fine for Korea. But I will be keeping this until we get our improvements online. And then I'll adopt caste system after that. So this looks good for now. I'll go ahead and have a revolution. Tech-wise, our first goal is going to be law, because we want to adopt citizenship for our first civic swap to get double production speed of library and aqueduct and all that stuff. And we're going to, after that, tech towards navigation, because we also want to do a thalassocracy, because a double production speed of harbor and plus 2 commerce from fishing boats is very helpful for Korea. We got a few fishing boats around here. Okay. Everyone can basically go to sleep for a few turns. You can spread your religions. Right, so we're going to get an advanced start next turn. Let's make sure we're running a scientist. I want my 100%. I want my first great person to be great scientist, because I want to get an academy in my capital. Plus 50% science. Very helpful. So definitely going to be trying to get a great scientist. My first goal is going to be just to train 2 settlers to get those 2 more free specialists that I have with Republic. Um, and I will be settling right here and right here. And normally there's a barbarian city over here in the Fog of War. And don't think it's there right now. If not, we can go settle it ourselves. But yeah, and one last thing. We have syncretism right now, so we can actually change our religion without going into revolt. So I want to adopt back to Buddhism eventually, so I can build this wonder, this Korean wonder, which is helpful for keeping us happy without monarchy. And we need to be running Buddha's state religion for that. But in the meantime, we have Confucianism. Let's go ahead and adopt Confucianism. And that just keeps China on better terms with us. It'll make them pleased with us faster, and we can hopefully get open borders faster. Okay. So yeah, 2 settlers. They're there, and we're going to get advanced start. Not too many points, but we are going to use it to buy a granary and a fishing boat. Good. Alright. Boom, boom. And we're running redistribution right now. Extra food in the capital. And I think we're probably just going to keep that for probably the entire game. Excellent. Alright. So we're going to go settle those 2 spots. So let's go ahead and chop them down because why not? And there is a bit of a barbarian horseman problem over here on the plains to the northwest of us, but fortunately we are still protected with the rise of the Koreans. What do you call that? Protection for a few more turns. So barbarians cannot enter this land until 10 turns after we spawn. So we still have several more turns of that to go. Let's chop this down. Get those free hammers, might as well. And I'm thinking... Yeah, so chop. That'll help us get our settler out faster. I'm thinking we're going to settle this spot here first. So here's the deal. We don't have open borders with China right now. He is usually reluctant to trade open borders. If you saw my Confucian game. Even with pleased, he doesn't like it. So it might be several turns before we get open borders with China. So we can't get a workboat through here. Because there's a crab over here I'm trying to improve. So in the meantime, I'm going to just come settle here. And there's also pearl here. So we can start training a couple of workboats over here. Chop that down. Good. 2 turns. Excellent. And send basically our whole military over here. The enemies are coming from the northwest. And you can come... let's get this dye plantation up. Alright. Make sure you keep working that high food tile. I want you to train 2 workboats. Yeah, let's run an artist for a couple turns, pop out our borders. Why not? That's fine. And let's go ahead and get this pasture out. That gives us a free hammer with manorialism, plus 1 production from hammer. And it's a lot more food, so let's get that. Alright, we got our second settler out. Fortify. Alright, what do we build here now? I think we have a bit of time for that cathedral goal. The deadline is 290, so we have well over 100 turns to get that done. To build 8 temples and 2 cathedrals. So I'm trying to get started first and foremost on my science situation. I'm going to hold off on the library until I get citizenship, but I can, I think, start production of the monasteries. Get that 10% science. And once I get, yeah, once I get citizenship, I'll go ahead and build the library. Boom. Excellent. Let's switch to a scientist here. And here, yeah, run an artist for 2 turns. Let's get a granary here. Yeah, switch you to a scientist, please. And looks like that barbarian city was raised. Dun dun dun. So the barbarians had they conquered that city and took it out. So, oh well, we can settle ourselves, but we need to be careful, especially on open terrain. Turtles, what will I think of next? Let's make sure we're working. We don't need to run too much food here. I mean, we're already running 2 fat food tiles, so I'd rather run more production at the moment. Especially because our happiness cap is a little bit low at the moment. I'll have you get that gold mine on the way. And also, once we get citizenship, that is double production speed of the arena, plus 2 happiness. Yeah, I'm definitely not paying 20 gold to replace the grain, because you see how much food I'm getting. That's like 2 turns, whatever. 20 gold. So yes, let's get this gold improved. Switch. Okay, you're running a scientist. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, so you get 2 workboats and a granary after that. Looks good. Mine. And I think the hammers for this building, I think I'm gonna send it, yeah, here to the this other city, not the capital. Cause this city is gonna be, I'm gonna give like the capital like all the nice tiles. Like, so the least I can do for this city is send it like a chop or 2. This city's doing fine on food, so let's get the pearl up. And also give us a happiness. Boom. Alright, looks good. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have the capital work this tile. Might as well. I think at the end of the day for Korea, you need to focus on commerce more than anything, because you are in a really tight tech race against China to get to printing. And like I said, we have so much time to get those cathedrals done that I'm not too worried about production. And you can see I'm not worried about food at all either. Alright, let's come get this crab. And let's get a road here to connect that die. Things are looking good. About to get law next turn. Alright, and this is going to be our designated military city. Because it has iron here, and why not? It's got a decent amount of production. Yeah, I'm going to have my capital focus on science buildings and everything. And Pyongyang, I want you to train military if I can. Alright, there's law, navigation in 7 turns. So, we're going to be making a civic swap very shortly. Not yet. Looking good. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on my capital, because I want to make sure you don't run a merchant or anything. Because I want to make sure that we are only getting probability for scientists, just to play it safe. That's who I'm talking about. Holy cow. Normally it's 3 or 4. That's 5. So that's a little bit scary. Let's get that. Let me see. I think I can send the chops for this forest to the capital, because why not? Good. A lot of extra science. Let's get this silk also improved for more happiness. Yeah. So these guys, these 5 horse archers, they have a bonus on open terrain. So attacking the city, they're not going to have that. Plus, they're crossing the river. Plus, we have 20% defense. Plus, we're fortified. So hopefully, we have enough going on to keep them back. But I think it might possibly be in our favor to build walls. Hopefully, they go and attack China and not us. Let's see what happens. Yeah, they went to attack China. Sorry, China. Okay. But eventually we are going to have to brave our soldiers out there to settle this site. We'll cross the road when we get there. Alright, we got the gold mine. Let's go ahead and get a road on this tile. Connect these cities. Yeah, you get the silk. I'm actually okay with you running. Well, let's get a scientist. I'm trying to get to navigation a little bit faster if I can. But in general, it is okay if these other cities run merchants to keep our wealth high, and then the capital can focus on science. Yes. I think eventually I might want to make a lumber mill here, at least for a few turns. Because although I do want to focus on commerce, there are some production sinks I want to do here in my capital. So I want to build my cathedral, obviously, which is a decent amount of hammers. I do want to make this wonder, which is also 400 hammers. And finally, I am eventually going to want to make this national college, plus 100% science, in the capital. These are all kind of high production projects, so I do want to have some lumber mills, I think, for that. But in the meantime, we'll just get a road here. I'll get the iron mine next, I think. Okay. I don't think I want to make a galley to cross this little sea to go improve that silver mine, because Japan is spawning in like 35 turns. I guess a while, but by the time I make a galley and improve it, it'll be like 10 turns, so, yeah. Right. What do I trade here? I don't know. I wish I had... Let's go ahead and start production of the harbor. Why not? We're going to get navigation next turn. Let's go ahead and work this tile. Yep, looks good. And... boom. Alright, so now we're going to get our first civic swap in. Let's pick up citizenship, double production speed for some very important buildings, and thalassocracy. Boom. Definitely worth the revolution. Alright, what's next? So I won't be adopting merchant trade. I think engineering, because we have citizenship and the arena benefits from being produced faster. So let's go ahead and pick up engineering. Yeah. So double production speed of the harbor here. Yeah, you can get the iron. Alright. Very good. So let's finish up this academy. After that, we will train, or we will build a library. And that'll also unlock several more scientist slots. That won't unlock 2, remember. That will unlock 4, because we're in the capital. We got double slots in the capital for specialists. So that'll be good. You can, yeah, keep training your double harbor. And I noticed, looks like China is beating me to right here, to settle right here, it looks like. So let's, am I going to go to war with China? That's an interesting question. We're going to get iron hooked up. We could probably take this city and hold it. And, like, we have... Let's go ahead and train another archer. So here's my thing. I want to settle this spot, because this spot is actually good. It has, like, millet here, horse here, and I think another millet over here. It's got a lot of resources here. But if I were to settle over here, which is like in my historical area, like there's no resources to take advantage. Because I want Pyongyang to have all these resources. So here at least I can have a good city. So we'll see how things play out. Maybe the barbarians retake this city. But let's start building up our military. And see what it looks like in... Yeah. Maybe we'll culture flip it. Who knows? Probably not. And after the library, I think we can go ahead and make an aqueduct. That'll be cool. Help our growth in our capital. Have to chop down the forest here. Help our library get finished. Let's train another archer, yeah. And I'll send you back and you can come protect the city. Make sure, yep, okay. Good, good. And let's connect that silk so we get the happiness from it. We got the iron. Okay, and we got the library finished. So I think we can go ahead, like, we're about to reach a happiness cap. So we can go ahead and take off some of these lesser... yeah, 3 turns is fine. Because that'll get us the academy in 3 turns. The sooner we get that academy, the better. So yeah, let's do that for 3 turns. Well, they just settled here, and they have like 2, 4, 7, 8. They have 8 workers all right here. What the hell? Well, here's the thing. I do like this city spot, but the barbarians do like to like pillage all these tiles. They make it hard to keep it good. Not to mention the Mongolians will eventually flip it in about 900 years. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's get this spices to get another happiness there. And let's train a couple swordsmen. Why not? Alright, here is engineering. That unlocks +1 road movement and the arena. Very nice. Alright, open borders with China. Let's go ahead and get that. We can get some trade routes. So I'm looking at steel for the forge and the lumber mill. I'm looking at maybe artisanry to get a workshop and scholarship to get this wonder. I think let's go ahead and get scholarship. And we can get that wonder built for our capital. So we can basically do away with any happiness problems in our capital. Open borders. Gave us good little 4 science boost per turn. Not bad. And I am very hesitant to trade any technologies with him, even navigation. But 120 gold is a lot. I'm gonna do it. I don't know if this is a mistake, but I'm gonna do that because that's a lot of gold. And we almost, yeah, makes it so we don't have to worry about gold anymore almost. Alright, so we're going to get our great scientists now. Very nice. Look at that. Plus 21 science, so that's a huge boost to our output. The power of education. Plus 50% science. Let's get a road here. Connect that silk. Run a merchant here. Let's yeah, we're at the happiness cap. Well, we're about to get silk, but we're still very close up to it. Maybe. Okay, I'm actually thinking we get the forge. Let's build a forge in our capital. Before anything, before we get this. Because that's pretty helpful for the capital to have. Not to mention an extra happiness. Yeah, let's beeline towards steel and then scholarship after that. You can see we're just struggling through all these technologies. They didn't leave a big garrison here. Like there's no defensive bonus or walls here. So if the barbarians like spawn here, which you know they do, they can absolutely decimate that city. Let's send our horsemen do some exploring of the Chinese Empire. What do we do here? What do we do here? Get a library. Some easy culture and science. Or maybe aqueduct. No, let's get the library first and then aqueduct. Perfect. What now for the capital? Let's go ahead and get the arena. We can help up our happiness situation. Make sure, yeah, okay. Alrighty, I think let's come get a mine on this tile next. Why'd you settle on the silk? That's weird. Oh, AI. Always up to your shenanigans. Have to chop down something in Pyongyang. Is it worth it to make an aqueduct here? I think so. We got a lot of food tiles here. Let's do it. I think it's also worth it to make a library here. Mine. Get the orchard, another happiness. Yeah. There's only one. They usually come in packs of at least 3 or 4. So there's probably a few more over here somewhere. So I also, like, so these guys, they also have double movement speed on the step tile. And you can see these brown tiles are steps, not plains. So because they have double movement, he could theoretically go half, 1, 2. So he can move all the way over here. So I need to be careful with my workers. I'm guessing the Chinese city is probably the first target, but you never know. Just doing some exploring. Nice empire. I remember when I played China. Give you comment. Nice. Yeah, get the library after that. I just mentioned that I was in danger, and I think the AI barbarians read my mind, and they came to kill my poor, helpless worker. How did he know I was here? Like, he's okay. Yeah. I'm gonna let him attack me. I'm really baffled. He was here. It's like, I don't know. Weird. I don't know. My fault. My fault. I even pointed it out that it could happen. What are you gonna do? Hopefully he just attacks me. He doesn't start pillaging everything. But now I need to train another worker. I did not want to train another worker. I'll train it here Daejanggyeong, nice. He's a menace. He's just hopping everywhere. That's what I'm saying. With their 2 movement speed and their step promotion, he is just a menace. Okay, here is steel. Just finished our arena for our capital, so now we can go and make the forge. Alright, nice empire. Come over here, I guess. Oops. Alright. Forge. I can afford to grow a few more population, so maybe I'll make it. Yeah, forge is a lot. Oh, we got a mine here, so let's work that tile. 9 turns, that's not so bad. Yeah, maybe it's worth it. Let me explore over here, because I'm not quite sure. But I'm pretty positive there's no resources over here to make that worth settling. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know if going to war with China over that city is worth it, because we're a quarter of his military strength. Alright. I do want to get a mine on this tile here. Yeah, so let's get that mine here. Just exploring. Yeah, China's a big empire. 15 cities, and we have, you know, we have 3. So our historical area ends here, and I'm pretty confident there's nothing over here in the Fog of War. There's scholarship, so if once we adopt Buddhism as a state religion, we can build that wonder. So I'll hold off a few more turns for that. A lot of cities from China. Okay, what's next? What's next is... I do want to kind of delay entering the medieval era as long as I can, because once I enter it, I'll get a little bit of a tech penalty for... It kicks in a tech penalty for research once you enter the medieval era, if you're too far ahead, which we're the tech leaders of the game, so we will get that tech penalty. So for printing, we have to research every classical era technology except for nobility. So let's just pick up, I guess, these 3 over here. Good. Got another worker. China has 8 workers over here, and Barbarian went after mine. Let's see, after this... Yeah, I want to get this... I want to get this mine, by the way. Alright, I think we've explored enough of China. I'll send this horseman back home. Library, yep. I just noticed China is collapsing. So if they do end up collapsing, that will make... I think I will just go ahead and go for this. Let's get some more hammers here. Yeah, interesting. So I think let's start training a couple more swordsmen. Yeah. Let's do that. And kind of cross our fingers. Also, because if they collapse, they are not in the running for researching printing. So we'll see what happens there. We will lose a little bit of tech trade, or of our cities. We're getting 4 commerce returns from trading with them. So, not the end of the world. And the Kushians are collapsing too. Alright, we're gonna get that forge done. What's next? I think, yeah, next turn we'll start construction of that wonder for Korea. Might as well. Let's get a lumber mill here. And a lumber mill here. Yeah, you can see, it's not a bad spot. Not a bad spot, and it's on a river too. The only problem is those darn horse archers. So we'll see. We'll see. I do need to start kind of preparing to make those cathedrals, because we have 80 turns. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no big rush for those at all. Library. Let's go ahead and yeah, let's spread Buddhism and Confucianism to this other city down here, because this has minimal production. I'd rather get started in the temples here. And yeah, let's go ahead and switch religions. China's no longer pleased with me, but that's alright. We can get this wonder wow in 27 turns. I don't need another scientist, so we can run engineers. Chop down some turns for that. We're going to get a couple of lumber mills here as well. But I am trying to keep my science up. So I'm only going to work these tiles once I get lumber mills on them. Oh, we're at the health cap. I didn't realize that. With caste system, we do get +2 health. So maybe I should be thinking about caste system and clergy. Clergy does increase, obviously, building and wonder construction speed with your religion. Or maybe like monasticism would be better for more great people. The harbor would get rid of my health problem. And if I drop syncretism, I'll need to make a monastery here. I'll keep my civics for a little bit longer. Let's see, what is China? They can research paper already. Holy cow. And paper is a prerequisite for printing. So he's already in the medieval era. He's already researched alchemy and machinery, if he's able to research paper. That's what I'm saying. We need to keep our science at 100% as much as we can. Yeah, paper and then printing, which requires paper. Yeah, no rush on the wonder, but so I think I'm gonna go ahead and adopt monasticism instead of clergy. So let me finish up currency and I'll get ethics. Hopefully they collapse and that'll solve that problem. Let's take these tiles off and run scientists. Yeah. Alright, let's finish that aqueduct up and then start producing our temples, which we need. I'm actually going to slip in this hard real quick, because that's a lot of growth I'm leaving on the table, and I hate doing that. 3 food per turn. Yeah, so I'm going to make a hard real quick. Now we can keep growing. I like that. And we got a lumber mill. Yes, let's take a scientist off. We are healthy again. Alright. I just remembered I had a Confucian scholar sitting here, so I didn't need to train this guy. My bad. Well, I guess I still need a fourth city. Alright, what do I do with my engineer? What do I do with you? Another lumber mill. Very nice. I never got that deer. Let's get that deer improved. Thinking. I will keep you, obviously. See, I don't need... We're good on happiness, so I don't want to rush out this wonder. And it's not like China is making this wonder instead. Because, by the way, that wonder requires Buddhism, state religion, and Confucianism. So Korea's pretty much... Maybe Vietnam, but Vietnam doesn't spawn yet. So, like, we're pretty much the only people who can build this wonder. So I'm not in a rush to rush. I'm not in a rush to rush this wonder. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to settle you. Plus 3 hammers, plus 3 science. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah, and I'll keep with syncretism a little bit longer. Well, why? I don't... Yeah, let's start making our temples here. Okay. Yeah, everything looks good. I'm still waiting for China to hopefully collapse. We will see. We'll see. Because if they don't collapse within the next 20 turns, I'm just going to settle over here. Because I don't want to face off against all these... This City Garrison 3 Choe Yun-ui. No, thank you. That does not sound like fun. Plus, he probably has more of those that can come attack me. So, Japan spawns in, like, less than 10 turns. Let's go ahead and take advantage of these production tiles before that point. We are rocking our science game. What is China up to? We can research compass. That is so frightening. He hasn't researched medicine. So that's something. Because he has to research these technologies to get to printing. But the fact he's researched guilds, alchemy, and machinery is scary. Maybe I do want to get monasticism so I can get more great people out, so I can use them to bulb technologies, to pull ahead in the tech race, just in case China doesn't collapse. Yeah, I think because we're just about finished with all our improvements that we need help building. Let's do that. So caste system, And monasticism, why not? Yeah, let's do it. And here, I think... chop it down. China's no longer collapsing. They are just unstable. Okay. 72 turns for the cathedral deadline. So we're still making fair time. Like I said, I want to finish off these 3 medieval or classical era technologies before I enter the medieval era. Yeah, I think I'm just going to settle this spot right here. And that way I can still, you know, potentially work the deer, iron, or crab if Pyongyang can spare it. And that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Yeah, so Japan is spawning in the next few turns. I don't want to work this tile, it's crappy. And I think I'm just get a cottage put on this tile. Boom. Yep. Got the deer, very nice. Oh, we're at the happiness here, aren't we? I didn't realize that. Let's give this pig tile to the capital. Why not? Because once we get this built, we're going to have plus 10 happiness. We can get a few more health as well. So our capital can definitely bear all this extra food. China made the Grand Canal, which is a lot of extra commerce for the river towels. So that's not great. Yeah, let's get a cottage here. I could get a cottage here, I guess. There is Japan. Open borders. Why not? And he's Buddhism state religion, so we're the same religion as him. So he should be more or less our friend, kind of. Why are you working as citizen? Please work as scientist. Alright, we can grow a little bit. Yeah, we can grow next turn. Oh, we're angry in our capital. Oops. That's okay. We will be fine in 2 more turns. And we're still growing so much. And we're going to get another great person. Nice. I think we will be using him to bulb. Where is China at now? Can research nobility, fortification. So I think he just researched paper and compass. And Grand Canal is, yeah, machinery. So he's right about here. He still needs medicine, which leads to ethics. So hopefully we're catching up. I'll keep him for a few more turns. But here is our wonder. Nice. And yeah, so we're running 100% science. That's plus and happiness. Very awesome. Let's go ahead and get a... Maybe I'll trade a settler real quick, so I can get this city settled. Might as well. And then I do need to train a Buddhist missionary. I'll send... Yeah, 2 archers. This will be fine. Let's work that cottage, good. Let's work this cottage as well. And we, yeah, like I said, a Buddhist missionary. There's the Khmer. Let's go open borders, because why not? Alright. Let's get a road here. Yeah, you can... Let's come over here. I think we can back off the engineers. Let's put on the scientists now. Let's get a bath after this. So Japan settling their cities. Road. There's a Khmer scout dude from the north over here. Oh, the plague. And the China is potentially collapsing again. I wonder if the plague will take them out. We will see. Good question. Alright. 2 temples in Pyongyang. We just about wrapped up the classical era. We'll settle right here. Okay. So here's the deal for the tech bath. Printing requires paper. Paper does unlock our unique university, plus 25% science, but we could also alternatively beeline to education, which unlocks the National College. So we could do education, paper, and then printing, which I think that's the better play, because the National College is 320 hammers and 100% science. And our university is 160 hammers, so half the cost, but only a quarter of the benefit. So from a cost-benefit analysis, I think it makes more sense to beeline the National College rather than our unique building. So I'm going to do that. That'll be the play, I think. Okay, got all that. I think here, I want to start getting a little bit more wealth flowing into my economy, so I'd rather run a couple more merchants. I'm going to make a market here. Let me train one more archer, just to be safe, and then the market. No. Let's get a harbor. I'll add some food. And then an archer, and then a market. And here, yeah, let's get you on a merchant. I want to make sure we're able to run 100% science as long as possible. Yeah, just run scientists right now. I want to try to get to the National College as fast as possible. And, ouch, there is the plague. I don't like to see that, but we knew it was coming. Man, right after I settled the city, now it's gonna lose a bunch of it's gonna lose its population. Yeah, let's get this built. We are bleeding gold. I guess from this 4th city. There's a whale here, but it's on the ocean. We need compass to get an ocean fishery, I think, so. Plague is about to kill all our population. I hate that. Hate that for my people. Alright. We'll do our best. Hopefully it hurts China more than it hurts us. Where are they at? Looks like he just researched medicine. And ethics. Ouch. Okay. Bath here. What is next for our capital? Yeah, let's get our temples built. We need to do it. Not so fun fact, but the plague, when it spreads to your cities, actually resets the timer on any cottage improvements in your vicinity of that city. Not so fun fact. Okay, well, we're in the medieval era. Alright, what do we do here? Could we get a farm here, I guess? Yeah, let's get a farm here. Why not? Absolutely. Wiping us out. Hate to see it. Wish there was something I could do. I could probably... Well, yeah, I don't want to chop down these forests just yet, because like I said, we still need to make those cathedrals and the National College. And our unique university. Like, it's like, we still need hammers. And, yeah. Looks like the plague has run its course in our empire. Killed a lot of people, but not too bad. Our empire's not doing too bad. I'm going to give this iron, well, once it gets to size 2, I'm going to give this iron to this other city. So we can make its temples faster. Alright, making one more temple here. Hey! Yeah, unfortunately we're gonna have to cross the river to attack them. So that's actually not 69%, that's probably... Yeah, that sucks. I'm just gonna see. Hopefully he changes his mind and he doesn't pillage me. What do we build in our capital now? We have plenty of happiness. We could make a tannery for a little bit of health, I guess. If we want to. Let's get a lighthouse. Probably give us another 2 commerce. Hopefully, plus another commerce and a half. Finish him off. Don't want to pillage in my beautiful cottage. Boom. Okay. So we're looking at 50 turns for the cathedral deadline. I'm so not worried about that. That could definitely be made a little bit more difficult in my opinion. That's a tough one. Theology? No. I have to reject you because we are in a tech race. And oh my god, I think you're winning it. Yeah, he needs theology to get to paper. I mean, to get to printing, excuse me. So that'll give us halfway to education. I'm gonna go ahead and click that. Yeah, we have to. We have to edge out against the Chinese and hopefully get another scientist and do another bulb just to be safe. Yeah. Good. Just scientists, please. Thank you very much. We'll preemptively make a tannery for a little bit more health. Next turn, I'm actually going to start production of that national college I was talking about. That'll be awesome to have. It's funny how I have this one tile for Japan. They could not do a thing about it. And this tile over here in China. I don't mind trading with Japan, because he's not in a tech race for me. But I don't necessarily... Oh, he changed his mind. Okay. I snooze, I lose. Yes, so what are we looking at? 14 turns for 52 science. Basically increasing our science by a third. Definitely worth it. Yeah. Gonna do that. Ooh, China's annoyed at me now. Uh-oh. He is a very strong military power. I see his war elephants over there. Hopefully he does not turn to fighting. That would be a distraction against my science goal. Now let's grow to size 2 here. Is that worth it to run an engineer? Chop it down by 1 turn. Yes. I think so. Maybe 2 engineers is worth it for another turn. Why not? Let's do it. I was looking at this hamlet wondering why it's only giving me 1 commerce. And then I remembered I'm running thalassocracy, which actually nerfs the cottage line a little bit in favor of the fishing boats. So, I only have 2 cottages, so it's just minus 2 commerce. And I'm getting plus 6 from the fishing boats, so, you know. Alright. China made House of Buddha. Interesting. Let's come get a cottage over here, I think. I said that horseman here just in case there's... I want to keep recon for any barbarians' horsemen. I don't need what happened before to happen again. Yeah, you can just work that tile, I think. Boom. I haven't noticed that many barbarian horsemen, but I guess China's just dealing with them. Good for them. Good for them. Pyongyang grew. Why are you running priests here? I guess some more gold in production. And we're about to actually run out of gold. I mean, we could turn it off. We could go to 90%. Okay, let's do that. Why are you running priests? Jeez. I would like to get another scientist, like I said. We stole this fishing boat? Wow, our culture is crazy. I didn't know it was that crazy. I'm not even focusing on culture. Yeah, we gotta keep running those engineers, I think. Alright. We've got a market here at least. We can run another merchant. Oh my god, dude. I think the game's just teasing me. What? Every time I send a worker out here, a barbarian horseman finds himself his way to me. Okay, let's run merchants here. Yeah, so that sucks. I'm gonna train a couple more workers again. Why are they bypassing the Chinese? Why? Like, how do they know I'm over here? And then he leaves, yeah, goodbye. No priest, thank you very much. Where is China at? So he can research gunpowder. I'm hoping he's probably beelining to gunpowder, and he's not beelining to printing. Because who beelines to printing, you know? Other than me. The AI has no reason to. I don't even have a reason to. I only have 2 cottages that aren't even villages yet. I'm just doing it for the UHV, the unique historical victory. I think things are looking good. Please get a scientist. Okay. We don't need fortification. We don't need fortification. I doubt he can beeline paper or printing. Let me see. I don't see paper. Do I see printing? I don't think so. I do not see printing down there. I would assume not. Okay. I think we just have to, because I don't want to rush out anything anymore. Let's just settle him, I guess. Or we can save him for a golden age. But honestly, like, the crux of the Korean game is coming to an end. Like, the most important part of this Korean game is beelining to printing. Because after that, what do I have to do? Sink 20 ships and there's no deadline for that. But I might as well. But then again, we don't have a big empire. So like a golden age isn't that special for us. When you have a large empire, golden ages are nice. I'm just going to settle you. Yeah. Oh well. After printing, I do want to beeline towards gunpowder. Because we are dealing with the Mongolians spawning in actually 30 turns. And that will be devastating. And I want to make sure I have Hwachas to deal with that. Maybe we can trade with Tibet? Sure. You have no gold. But yeah, let's do that. What about Japan? Okay. Yeah, China's off limits. We're not trading with China. Whatever. I'm still annoyed about that situation with the barbarian. It happened again. Fool me once, shame on you. Alright. I don't know what to do with this worker. I don't care about improving that cottage anymore. I'll probably just make roads over here. I want to have a worker just in case, but yeah. Yeah, let's come just make roads. National College, that should be increasing, yeah, by roughly a third. Huge boost to our science. And we're about to pick up paper, which will unlock our unique university. He has paper. He wants theology, though, which means, yeah, he He hasn't researched theology or education. So I think I'm closer, because I just need to pick up paper, and then I can pick up printing after that. And he still needs to get these two technologies. So I think we're winning in the tech race. Yoo-hoo! It's not over till it's over. We will see. Alright. I think we can de-emphasize engineers a little bit. Put the emphasis back into scientists. Max out our health. 11 scientists we can run. What do I build here? Could make a market. Why not? I don't want to start training a navy just yet. Like, I don't want to start a war with Japan until I've trained at least a few of my Kobuksons. So. Well, here's paper, plus 1 commerce for the lumber mill. Hey, how about that? Alright, 4 turns away from printing. Looks like China just researched theology, but he still needs education. So he's 2 technologies and I'm 1 technology from printing. So I think we have this in the bag. Unless someone on the other side of the world is about to pick up printing. Which would be unfortunate. Yeah, and then once I complete those cathedrals that I've been putting off for so many turns, then our golden age will start. And hopefully we can ride that right into researching gunpowder. We just need to finish these 2 more temples. Let's do this. I want to get it done a little faster. 7 turns. Let's get the iron here. 7 turns. Perfect. I just remembered I'm running Republic, so farms are -1 food. So, I don't know. That's funny. Whatever. Alright, looks good. In 7 turns, we'll start production of a couple of cathedrals. Pyongyang needs some happiness, so I think I'll put the Buddhist cathedral in Pyongyang for +2 happiness, and I'll just make the Confucian cathedral my capital for just culture, whatever. I forgot I could make this university, but like we don't. Well, let's go ahead and build it, but not so urgent that we're about to pick up printing. He can research printing, but we're 2 turns away. So unless you have a great scientist sitting by, you are not researching printing, China. All right. Let's get... Printing is ours. The first to discover printing. Wonderful. In turn 259. And we have 30 more turns to build those cathedrals. To start our golden age. To get that first goal done. Okay. Printing's out of the way. Let's start our tech towards gunpowder. Can we trade any technologies? Now I don't mind trading with China. Well, or Japan. Yeah, let's pick up fortification. Let's do that. Perfect. Because now the eminent threat on the horizon is not China, but it's actually the Mongolians. Those darn barbarian horsemen are organizing into the Mongolian Empire in 2 centuries. I want to make sure I have plenty of Hawachas to meet them. So 3 turns, 7 turns, 10, 14. Wow. I have time to train like 2 watches maybe. That's not good. No engineer, please. We need scientists. Well, if we get a great scientist, we can bulb out gunpowder, which I think I will be doing. That seems like a good idea. Not to mention our golden age. Yeah. Why were they even worse enemies than each other? It's so random. I'll run 100% once I finish this university. Feudalism is ours. Just making sure. Yeah, we're pretty much tied with China more or less for technology. And we're at the forefront of the world. Why are we not? We're only shaky. We're not. Okay. Well, at least we're not unstable. Okay. We can actually start construction of our cathedrals. So let's go ahead and do that after we finish these respective buildings. Because the sooner we start that golden age, the better. What do we do? Let's get an arena here, I guess. You can get a granary. Let's give that tile back to the Pyongyang. Boom, boom. Yeah, so Buddhist. That's a lot of turns. 27. I wish I had copper. That would make that faster. We'll... I don't know. I guess there's a couple more mines of lumber mill we can give Pyongyang. Yeah. Let's do that here. And then the Buddhist one, or excuse me, the Confucian one here, 9 turns. Or I could just make them both here. I might just make them both in the capital. Why not? Okay. There's our university. Let's turn up to 100% now. Pyongyang will become unhappy next turn. Not my watch, with our arena. Nice. 10 million souls. Arena build. So I'm not too thrilled with 26 turns. I'm not gonna make that in Pyongyang. I'll just make them both in the capital. Because the sooner we get that golden age started, the better. I don't know what to do with this city though. I could make wealth. I think I'll just make wealth here. Because I don't want to train more military units until I get my 2 unique units. Which is only in 6 turns. Okay. Let's go ahead and put in some engineers. 2 engineers. Did that go down at all? Okay. Alright. Because once we get gunpowder, we don't need as much scientists. Because I don't know what else we could pick up. Well, isolation isn't. That's horrible, man. Stop making your roads. We need to get this dye back. Bah. That's horrible. Alright. Oh, we got a great person. Who is it? The scientist. I think gunpowder supersedes compass. No, compass supersedes gunpowder, so we can't even use them to bulb to gunpowder. So I'm just gonna settle you for plus 20 science a turn. That's awesome. Plus 19. Excellent. I thought I told you to come over here. Maybe I didn't. Alright, gunpowder in 3 turns, and we're gonna start cranking out Hawachas. I should probably make a barracks over here. Ooh. You need to go attack China and not me. Actually don't need a barracks here. Make wealth just for a couple turns. I think these 2 cities are going to start training naval units. I just remembered I have citizenship, so I can rush out military units with gold if I were so inclined to do that. My economy is not really built around gold, though. It's built around science. Yeah, I don't want to lose all that happiness. Why are you starving? Why'd you attack me? You have no reason to attack me, sir. Alright, gunpowder it is. China already researched it, but that's okay. Let's turn down science a little bit. I want to start massing. I want to keep our capital happy, for sure. Keep it at 70%. Alright, let's start training those boats and Hawachas. Alternatively, I could drop Republic and switch to Despotism and like start whipping out here. I don't know if that's worth it. Excellent. Locked our 2 unique units. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to rebuild that forge. Dang, that's a lot of gold. Alright, what's next for us? What looks attractive for the Korean game? Nothing, really. Well, fanaticism, honestly. Plus 2 experience points in cities with state religion. Kind of. Because we're going to be training a military now. Alright, got that back up. Perfect. Yeah, we got about 18 turns to the Mongolian spawn. Okay. Castle, that's okay. Start training these bad boys. You start training the Kobuksens. These are expensive, aren't they? And you can fish your arena, and after that, we'll train some more Kobuksens. Alright. What do I want to do with my workers? I could come get a workshop here. Get some more hammers here. I know what happened last time, but whatever. I'll send a recon guy. Keep an eye on any barbarians entering the area. Why did China make their Great Wall way down here? They should have Expand at least a little bit more north. Whatever. We'll make a road here first. Alright, there's the first of 2 cathedrals. Next one's in 7 turns, so we will start a golden age very soon. You see how like casually I completed this cathedral goal, so it's yeah. That road. Maya have collapsed. Yeah, isolationism is not a bad civic for China because +1 hammer per specialist sounds very good, especially for my capital. Woo-wee. So let's actually, yeah, I think it sure beats thalassocracy. We don't need commerce as much anymore. Hammers sounds right about now to make our military. So yeah, let's beeline towards heritage. Well, okay. When we get there when we get there. We're finally stable and not shaky anymore. Uh-oh, somebody's collapsing. I do remember there was a bit of a lull. Oh, they built that? I guess I could have made that if I switched to Confucianism. Oh well. Not super beneficial. There was a bit of a lull in the barbarian spawning in the 20 turns or so before the Mongolian spawn. So I think we probably are safe to come get a workshop over here. Fanaticism. Do we adopt this now? I don't see why not. It's +2 XP for all these military units. Yeah. And do I drop thalassocracy? I don't think I want to drop this yet. But I don't want to wait till isolationism. I think I'll just stop fanaticism by itself. Here's the deal. I'm looking at 15 turns until the Mongolian spawn. I don't have a single Hwacha. At this rate, I might train 3 if I'm lucky. These guys cost 96 hammers. I'm thinking about just going into a full-on whipping economy because my capital can handle it. It's got so much happiness, and I can make even more happiness stuff. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I need to survive the Mongolians. Alright, so we will switch to despotism. Yeah. Oh well. And fanaticism. For +2 XP points. Here we go. And now let's not be afraid to make use of the whip. Oh, hello. Let's go to workshop here. Work this tile, please. I won't whip here. That's too small of a city. No resources. But here, every other city, I think we can whip at least a little bit. Because we're not overexpanded at all. We have such a small empire. So I'm not worried about whipping our core cities, is what I'm trying to say. And I think the faster we start, because look at all these galleys here in in the Japanese capital, just waiting to be sunk for that third goal. And there's no time limit. Just like the faster we do it, the faster we win. So yeah, let's start whipping out. Boom. I'll declare war. These are strength 8, remember, with drill 2. I'll get 2 Kabuksons and I'll declare war on Japan. It looks like they just have a ton of galleys. And they don't have gunpowder, I believe. Yeah, he's in the early medieval. So he's going to be coming at me with, at best, heavy galleys. So like strength 6.25 versus my 8. So we are going to shred him. Too bad the Mongolians don't have a ton of warships we're going to take out. Just a bunch of cavalry. And we have 2 promotions with our Hawacha here. Very awesome. Alrighty. But we can't only train Hawachas. These are just the collateral damage guys. We are going to need people to finish the fight. Drill 3 sounds fun. 1 to 4 first strikes. Oh my goodness, look at those guys. And remember, they have double movement speed on step, and they are movement 3. When I finally get around to playing Mongolia, that's going to be a fun game. Movement 3, double movement speed on steps. He can go half, 1, half. Yeah, he can just fly over here. I need to get my swordsman out of here. I think I'm safe here. Oh my gosh. They can kill my worker here. I'm gonna go crazy. Do I whip out? No. We can finish a cathedral in 4 turns on turn 280. We can go through a full golden age before the Mongolians spawn. No, let's just start the golden age now. Let's just whip it out. Boom. Let's get a barracks here next. Train some of these guys. And that should be, boom. First goal done. Wonderful. Yeah. That's what I get. Look at him. He's like riding away in triumph, like he just won a big battle. He just killed my helpless worker for the 3rd time. That one was not my fault. I saw him and I went to go save him, and he had already finished his turn for whatever reason. Whatever, man. I tried. Alright, let's send you over here. Poor China has to deal with all that. Now I don't want China to collapse because I want them to be alive to deal with the Mongolians. So Golden Age, I really don't want to. Whip out if I can help it. But I'll probably whip out a little bit. Because like I said, commerce is no longer a thing for me to worry about. So maybe we'll run priest instead. Forget about science completely. There's nothing we can gain from science other than keeping our science rate up to help our capital stay happy. That's the only benefit science is giving us. Oh my goodness. China. Poor me. I keep killing my workers. Let's shut down this one. Yeah, I don't care what we're whipping. Forget what I said. We are whipping all the time now. I might make a harbor here real quick, because why not? Next turn I'm declaring war in Japan, because why not? Let's start killing those galleys. No, we're not worried about China. Oh, look at all these galleys. Why are they training so many galleys? Yeah, no idea why they're training so many galleys. Who knows? Tech-wise, whatever. Heritage, I said I want to go towards. Not a big priority, but I'll take it. Sorry, Japan, I know you're friendly and you've been nice to me, but please try and kill me. Do your best. Oh, he's got another city over here. I want to get my swordsman back if I can. Nobody likes Japan, right? Nobody's his friend. Everyone's cautious, yeah. China hasn't met him? Okay. Ooh-wee. I wonder how many that was. I'm not even hurt. Drill 4, that's what I'm talking about. Drill 4. 2 first strikes. Yeah. We killed 4 enemy ships already. We're a fifth of the way there. And there's 4 more here. 5 more here. War galley. Yeah, I'll just sit right here. A blockade to incentivize you to come get me. I think I will train. I don't know. I want to lean on the safe side and train as many as I can. But like I said, I do need swordsmen to actually finish the Mongolian units once they're weakened from the Hawachas. They keep withdrawing. What are we at now? 6, not bad. I'll send you, yeah. These 2 guys are doing fine. I'll send you on the other side of the coast. Hopefully the AI is freaking out and deciding to train nothing but naval units now. Get you back home. Need to promote you to heavy swordsman. I don't need too many Kobuksons. They're such a lethal unit. Watch harbor. Yeah, I trained 2 more, and I think that'll be fine. Actually, how many do we have? We have 4. Yeah, I'll train 2. Because, like, the faster we get this done... Yeah, I don't think China has a big navy. I could go, like, pick on the... on the Indonesian kingdoms. I don't think that's... that might be worth it. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I think we're almost at 10. I think it's 9. So the faster they train a navy, the faster we can kill it. And they're not even hurting me. I feel bad. I feel bad for them. I might go kill this war galley. And this war galley too. I'm just gonna kill everybody. Yeah, let me see next turn where these guys are. We just have to kill naval units. Doesn't matter who they are. Alright. So the Mongolians are going to come at us with light cavalry. Crossbowmen have a 25% bonus, putting them at a 7.5. But I think I'm still better off training heavy swordsmen. Strength 8. 40 versus 56. No, that's like an extra 14 or 16 hammers for only half a point of strength versus light cavalry. So I think we're actually better off training crossbowmen. Not to mention, the crossbowmen can get the skirmish promotion for an additional bonus. So I think we're gonna want to train Hwachas and crossbowmen. So let's train several of these guys. And we're going for hammers right now. I'm just going to go ahead and emphasize hammers for everybody. I'll wait till the Golden Age is done. I consider it a sin to excessively whip at all in a Golden Age. Sorry, Malayu, you're kind of just fresh meat for me to attack here. What are we looking at? 10, so we're halfway done. Now we're more than halfway done. There we go. We are just making excellent progress. And there was a Dravidian... right here. Sorry. Sorry. We're just trying to win here, aren't we, folks? Yes, sir. War galley here. Keep you here. I'll promote you to heavy swordsman. So, yeah. Perfect. So now 50% versus light cavalry. So now strength 9 versus the Mongolians. This is going to be awesome. Assuming we haven't won, well, we're not going to win. We have 7 ships to sink before 7 turns. We'll be extremely lucky if we ended up winning. These 2 Koboksons, I might just head south and go pick on the Malayu. And hopefully they attack me. Because I don't know how fast Japan can train ships. Yeah, we're getting ready for war. There's another one. Promote you. They have 5 cities. 1, 2, 3. I guess I have another city over here. I'm just gonna... I'll just, yeah, blockade. Just incentivize you to come stop me. Good. Training crossbowmen every turn. You have several watches already completed. I'm feeling confident. Please don't collapse China. I need you to fight Mongolia. Our golden age has ended. Now I don't feel so guilty about whipping a little bit more. Uh-oh. Dun dun dun. It's incoming. Can't whip that. So yeah, let's go ahead and whip out. I only have 4? I thought I had 6. Ooh, let's try. Okay, let's try and build up to 7 maybe. You keep training. He has heavy galleys now, so it looks like he has alchemy. He's losing a lot of very nice tiles. He's got to come attack me. Yep. Yep. Watcha. Another one. I'm gonna whip out that one. What are we at? 5 more ships. Not bad. I see one here. I'm just gonna whip you out. I'll whip out this one when he sails over here. They can sail south together. 16, 4 more to go. No, don't collapse, please. Okay, good. Whip out this Wacha. Whip out this Wacha. Alright. Have you get across from it, I guess. Rise of the Mongolians. So we're actually going to be losing this city. I did not realize that. I'll just have you build wealth. Why not? That's too bad. I didn't know it extends that far to the east. But the Mongolians are allowed to start. They are given a running start because they have a lofty historical goal to accomplish. So I understand. There's humanities. I think China's probably set to collapse right before Mongolia spawns. It looks like it, so that's unfortunate. Tibet is a vassal of the Turks. I think China's probably collapsing right now. 1 turn before Mongolia spawns. Way to hang on, bro. I need you. I need you. Yeah, this city is flipping to Mongolians. This city is flipping to Mongolians. And we're gonna stand alone. That's no fun. Whoa, how did you get here? Oh, this city. Don't mess with my pearls. Ethiopia, too. Let's whip here. Crossman up 2 here. I mean, this is like okay. If China really, or excuse me, if Mongolia really wanted to come at me, they could probably kill me. But we still win if we get 3 more ships built. Sunk. There's 1 here. So we have to find 2 more ships to sink. Let's see who we can find. I feel like a pirate right now, going off to sink enemy ships. And this Kobuksun, the unique unit for Korea, it was like the first kind of battleship, like with a, I don't know if the whole of the ship was made of iron or what, but it was definitely iron base. Okay, so they just spawn, so next turn they flip. Next turn they flip. We don't need to heal. Let's just go out. Whatever. Alright. Let's say hi to the new neighbors about one last time. And you know, I guess there is a chance that Mongolia just doesn't declare war on me. Which would be funny. Because I'm obviously going to accept his flip of my city. I'm not going to declare war on him. That would be... that would be dumb. And looks like he doesn't have Mongolian expansion area in Korea itself. Which I thought he did, but... doesn't show it. That's 3 ships right there, and they all withdrew. We can win if we sink those ships. Come on, man. Yeah, Mongolia has... it's probably flipping like 20 cities right now. All the way from here, the Sea of Japan, over to Central Asia. Don't provoke him. Accept their decision. So I'm not worried about their crossbowmen, I'm worried about their unique units, their Kashyyyks. Yeah, 1, 2... there's 4 boats over here. So if we sink all these guys, we win. Yeah, okay, like, so looks like they don't have any expansion area in Korea. So as long as we don't actually take off the AI himself, they're not set to declare war on us. I'm pretty sure. This tile is Mongolian expansion. I don't know if that would count for us or not. I don't know if it's the tiles itself or the city. It's only the city. I noticed you have a boat in front of me, Vietnam. Ha ha ha. I feel like such a villain. Why'd I do that? I just want to sink ships. I think he just spawned like recently too. Yeah. Hide this worker back in here. Okay, so here's the thing. Their Kashyyyks have a movement of 3. The Mongolian unique power. If they cities threatened by, so like any time he moves like a stack of military units next to a city, that city automatically goes into unrest. So if he came at me with like a stack of Kashyyyks right now, he could obliterate this city potentially. So I think it would behoove me to actually just leave like a little military garrison here and keep my military right back. So I would potentially be sacrificing the city, and I would counterattack it and hopefully wipe out his force. If all goes according to plan. If he wasn't an AI and he was smart, he would attack the city and see my military here and then just decimate me here. But, you know. That's just how I'm going to set up. Hopefully we can win very shortly. This next turn, hopefully, cross our fingers. Please. And anything Mongolia asks of me, I'm just going to give it to him. That's a fight I do not want to pick. Do not rock that boat. Okay, Japan did not come at me at all. That's too bad. Another scientist. Cool. Just settle you. He attacked me with like 3 or 4 ships, remember? And now he's got to heal them all. He's not going to attack me with with wounded ships, obviously. Let's go ahead and whip out this crossman. You don't need to starve. come on, man. Unlucky. Yeah, we could win if we just if they stop withdrawing. I think it's like a 50. It's 20. I thought it's a 25% chance. 25 for the heavy galley, 50% for the. Look at all these. I gotta check. Okay, 50% withdrawal chance. That makes sense. Why 4 of them were all very lucky. 5 of them were all very lucky. Good for them. Alright, we're just gonna keep on training crossmen just to be on the safe side. Trying to go pick a fight with the Indonesians. Honestly, I think we're good. Like on military. Because, I mean, we're not the only target he has. He wants to also conquer China and, you know, half the world. He's not worried about this little peninsula over here. I might regret this, but I'm just going to build wealth, honestly. I'm just trying to win at this point. Yeah, let's just do that. And we can go into science, because why not? Do what we do best. We'll win any turn now. Okay, one more ship, please. One more ship. I feel bad for Japan, because he literally can't do a darn thing about those Kabuksans. Strength 8. Yeah. Just for fun. Oh, we're unstable. I just did that because hopefully he comes and attacks me. I just need to sink one more ship. I'm being a menace for no reason. And we entered the Renaissance. With heritage. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed the playthrough of the Korean game. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Right at the Renaissance, 1240 AD. Not bad. We never even had to fight Mongolia. Nice. Let's check out where we began. That's weird. Is that a glitch? We started in 50 BC, and Korea was the last civilization we will be playing through in the BC era. So there we are. I mean, we never really build a big empire, but that doesn't mean we didn't accomplish amazing things, right, folks? We just we led the world in printing technology. We just single-handedly crippled the Japanese fishing industry. And we held our ground against a potential Mongolian invasion. Not bad. Yeah, we're just over here in our little corner of the world, but that was a fun game. Not too long either. I think a couple hours that was. We settle one kind of crappy city and it flips to Mongolia. But that's okay. I wasn't too fond of that city anyway. And one here in 1240. That's a record. Boom. Is that us? Or is that France? Or is that us? I think that's us. Okay. Yeah, we weren't that special on score. But we did get the best, or the most highly acclaimed city in the world. Size 19 with the World Wonder. Awesome. Hey, not bad. well, could be better. Kimju. That's why I always try to win as fast as possible, because I think the faster you win, the more on this scoreboard you get. Kim Jong-il, the second last Korean leader. That's funny. Alright, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Anything I would do differently in this game? Not necessarily. It's a pretty tight game as Korea. I don't think there's anything I would have done differently. Yeah. You just, maybe I would have run a golden age. Instead of, like, I would have saved one engineer and run a scientist for a golden age. But, you know, whatever. Not a big deal. Hopefully I gave you guys some ideas. Thank you guys for 300 subscribers. That was awesome. I love hitting benchmarks, and that was a big one. As always, subscribe for more. More is on the way. Next one, I will be playing the Khmer in Southeast Asia. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you in the next one.